Good evening, Taiwo. Thank you for the interview. Thank you for the opportunity. Let me introduce myself. I lost my husband 4 years ago now, and I've been working with Africans for quite some time because I like the African spirit, and I think Nigerian poetry is the best in the world. So I contributed to create a publishing house in Abuja, and we've held this contest, this poetry contest, for the past 6 or 7 years, I think, and I'm still elated to do it. Before that, I was a teacher in languages and also a lecturer. So, my husband died in my arms, and we were together all the time, all through his illness. I didn't take him to hospital. And when he passed away, the first thing that came to my mind is that I'd gone with him. I felt he was going, and I went with him. And suddenly I realized I was still there. But it felt he had not gone. He was still there. I could still see him. I could still feel him. It was as if he hadn't gone. And suddenly, um, my family took me outside and they said, let's go outside. And it's sunny, it's summer, and the weather was terrific. And my niece had brought a cake. So everything seemed normal. It took me a long time to realize he'd gone. His former colleagues have helped me a lot too. And his trained friends in particular, they always honor his memory and give me a special place in their events. So it revives me a lot. In the next weeks and months, my in-laws were terrific, fantastic. They were so present, so helpful. There are millions things to do when you become a widow. Filling papers, signal Patrick's death everywhere. And it was really difficult because when you tell the taxman, for instance, that you're a widow, the next year they still send the taxes to your husband. They have already forgotten. So they are not very helpful, but my in-laws on both sides, my family, his family, they've been very, very caring, helped me through all the way, and it did help a lot. The truth is, I've felt depression ever since. You never really recover from your husband's death. You never do. Perhaps some people do because they didn't really love each other, but we did. And, uh, well, my family has been tremendously present and has supported me in every way ever since. So I come to terms with depression, but, well, it's never as it was. It will never be as it was. What I miss most about my husband is his permanent presence. We were never separated for a long time, the longest when we were working, but we never parted in any way, and he was constantly with me, and we loved each other deeply, very deeply. And I'm glad I have a daughter that looks like him. My advice to widows and widowers around the world is that, well, despite the deep feeling of depression, it's important to continue living. as long as we have life. And it's advisable not to forget the person you have spent your life with, the person you said you would love to the end of the world, even if the end of the world was early for him. And it's true for men as it is true for women. Um, live live your life, but never forget the one that you loved, the one that loved you, and never forget you are still a couple in heaven. Do your best to survive. Get help. You need help, and still love the one that loved you. It still influences me positively, helps me through all the ordeals, and this is really exceptional. I know some of my friends are who are also widows, and some are widowers, feel the same. They meet the same problems and they have the same feelings about the separation that is not total separation. I'm particularly thankful to all the people around me who've been really supportive and very, well, they have surrounded me with so much affection. Um, Friends, family, and well, people like me that helped me. And I remember in television for interviewing me on that subject because it's not very common. Uh, Widows are very often forgotten, ignored, or, even despised. In some countries in the world, they are considered as nothing, and it's a double penalty, kind of. So thank you, Taiwo, for this interview, for this opportunity. And I thank also all the poets that have been present on on Patrick's death and are still present in my life. It's a great boon. It's really